Hey there! So today we're talking about how to use a straw to make singing feel more easy, more resonant, and create a more clear tone. Who wouldn't want that? Now, there are other straw videos out there, but I just wanted to make sure that you have my take on the why, the when, and how to use the straw, because I really have the hope that it becomes part of your vocal health routine. Using the straw to vocalize is called an SOVT exercise. This acronym stands for Semi Occluded Vocal Tract, okay? It's just another fancy way to say that your mouth is partially closed. So why does it work? Dr. Titze, the voice scientist that did the research and gave us this awesome exercise, explains it this way. Vocalizing through a straw puts our vocal folds in the best shape and position for vibration, which encourages efficiency. So when the mouth is partially closed, increased back pressure reflected at the lips back to the vocal folds to help the vocal folds vibrate with more ease and less effort. Just know this, it's really good for you, okay? So when should you use it? If you have a breathy sound. If your sound feels kind of disconnected with the breath. If you're feeling the transitions in your voice from top to bottom are kind of clunky or awkward. If your sound is pressured or pushed. If your voice feels tired or fatigued. So lots of good reasons to use the straw. So I love to use the SOVT exercise as I begin as a warm-up. When I first come down to the studio, before I start doing anything, I'll just pick up the straw and I'll start to use it. I also use it between teaching students. So for example, this week I have 9 clients on Tuesday, I have 8 clients on Wednesday, and that's a long day. And then I have an extra master class in the evening on Wednesday night. And so that's a long day of teaching. Right? A long day of talking and of singing. So I may use the straw, the SOVT exercise, in between my clients. And I also love to use it before and after a gig because it's just a really awesome reset and it serves as a beautiful cool down for my voice. So here's exactly how I use it. So here's my straw. I want to show it to you. So it's a metal straw as we're getting away from using plastic straws. And of course the paper straws don't last as long, but you can definitely use those as well. And there's something about it for me, having a metal straw makes it feel like it's more of a permanent part of my vocal warm-up ritual. Like this is a tool I'm not going to ignore. So here, let's start playing with it sound. Okay, so what I do is I make sure that no air is escaping through the lips or through the nose. So I really make sure that I have a nice closed embouchure there, right? And just to make sure, like let's say you're trying this out and you're not sure if it's coming through the nose, you can just pinch and then unpinch, right? So there's nothing coming through the nose, all the sound is coming out through the straw, which is what we want. This really is awesome because it does kind of elongate our vocal tract, which is what we're wanting. So now let's just do an easy stepwise pattern because this is how I start. I always think of warming up as just a nice gentle stretch because they're muscles and I'm gonna go in easy, right? So let's do a nice easy stepwise pattern. And I'm going to start on C4, nice and easy. And you start in the middle of your range too, wherever that feels good. So what am I feeling? So it feels really easy to make sound in this way. There's no straining or pushing, but I will say this, if we have bad habits around the onset of the sound, how we initially create that sound, or if pushing our sound, if we find that we tend to push our sound or drive our sound with our breath, it's still possible to do that in this exercise. So I really want you to bring awareness to your instrument to make sure that you're really going for a nice, easy, balanced onset, right? Not too hard, not too breathy, and also allowing the breath to move freely without drive or tension. So really bring that awareness to this work as well. Just because we've got this really cool tool does not mean we can just forget about everything and go on autopilot, right? You know how I don't want you to go on autopilot. So what if we just did some stepwise motion a little bit faster? I'm making sure too that I'm not pushing the top note. We tend to do that. As singers, like, yay, we're at the top, we're gonna drive ourselves in there. I'm making sure I'm not doing that. I'm really focusing on the sensations of creating the sound rather than the volume of the sound, which I think is so great because I think we spend so much time listening and analyzing and like, is that loud enough? What is that? But when we do this, it's like, that's not the point. The point is really feeling the ease and the gentleness that this tool brings to that sensation. Okay, I want you to focus on that. So now let's just try some slides, okay? I'm gonna start at the top. Let's do a Great, nice and easy. So you can do that as well. Let's try some arpeggios. Tell you too, I'm in there. So this is kind of similar to the ooh, right? Ooh. And I am checking my tongue while I'm in there to make sure it's not retracting, right? Because it's just lying there, it's gentle. But at the same time, I'm like making sure that it's not trying to be involved as I'm changing pitches. So it's another awareness that you get to pay attention to with all the feelings that this is allowing us, yeah? The other thing I love for this is that this is why I love the working it through some of when we go from top to bottom and feeling that the registration, the changes may feel a little clunky. I'm letting my voice flip or turn or move from more of that chest voice into that head voice, and I'm feeling where that's happening. Feels very apparent to me in here when I'm doing that. And I'm not trying to push that transition, but rather feel how just yummy that can be. Now, what about octave leaps, okay? Great. So one thing that I think this helps one thing. There's always one more thing, right? I want to share with you. So I love to play with the straw in and then feel it out. Okay. So, ooh, 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 check in. This with the straw in and the straw out. With the straw out, this may feel very different for you, and that's a good thing. And if it feels consistent, it means great. You're really bringing a nice balance between what's happening with the straw and when it's out. You can also, as an alternative, just do the entire exercise with this. And we'll do another one. I am trying to feel the sound without the straw in the same way that I'm feeling the sound with the straw. Right? I want them to feel identical. That's why being in the feel is so valuable, because I'm not really listening to the sound. I'm letting myself feel what this sound feels like, take it out, and then feel it again, okay? And of course, you can do all your songs through the straw, then take the straw in and out, and then one phrase with the straw in, and then one phrase with the straw out, and feel how you're doing in that, how the balance is going. So now add this exercise in for about 15 minutes a day, right? If nothing else, just try this for 15 minutes a day and see how your voice improves. Okay? Now, what if you can't find a straw? You're like, Trisha, I don't have a metal straw, I don't have a paper straw, and I don't have a plastic straw. So there are other SOVT exercises that also work, right? Because they're also, the mouth is partially closed, and that back pressure will return to the vocal fold. So this is one of the reasons why I love a an M warm up. Why I love a an N warm up. Why I love the NG. And I love the V's. And the Z's. Right? Lip trills and tongue trills. Same thing. Okay, so don't feel too bad if you don't have a straw yet. You can add this in later if you don't have one, but try some of those as well. They work beautifully. So now you are ready to try this on your own. I want you to have fun with this and let me know how it goes. Until next time, rejoice in your voice. Bye-bye.